Hello everyone, welcome to Souls to Spare. My name is Helpy, and today we're going to be talking about who you're making a game for. Even if it's a board game, a video game, a book, or anything that's kind of creative, you need to know who you're making it for. But before we start, I've got my brand new whiteboard, which I didn't have in my previous video. So I'm going to unbox it so you guys can watch me do this while not actually seeing what I'm doing, but it is what it is. Okay, so while I'm doing this, the reason is I want to talk about the subtitles, well, the captions. In the first videos I've done, I've managed to actually figure out how to do captions because I wanted to do them myself. Because sometimes, well, I can put a bit of fun in it and I can say a couple of extra things, but mainly it's, if you've seen or read the subtitles, you've seen how they're a little bit funky. So I'd like to know if some of you could leave some comments about it. You want me to keep doing those subtitles myself, or should I just put them automatically, the ones that YouTube gives, and that's it? Or if you like the extra fun. Okay, here we go. So we talked about the three pillars in the first episode. So in this one, like I said, we're gonna be talking about who you're making the game for. The thing is, there are mainly two ways to do the game. A game actually. Either you're making it for your friends and yourself, which is fine, which I don't really need to tell you what to do in that case, because you know what you like and what your friends like, and keep going that way, that's perfect. But if you're making the game for other people, if you want to sell it or market it, you have to think about who you're making the game for. Because as a designer, it's easy to, as a creative person, it's easy to jump into what you personally really like, but you forget about who you're making the game for, and that will impact everything else down the line. And I'll give you an example. In the case of Souls to Spare, okay? I figured out that if you're watching this, you're probably between 30 and 48 years old. Why? Because oh, I'm sorry about this. You can see the lighting in the whiteboard. Well, part of the doing it live thing. So yeah, you're between 30 and 48. The reason is I need to figure out who will like my game. So if you're doing a game for family, kids and stuff like that, you'll have a game that will be similar to Clue, you know, a big box, and people are like, wow, this is a huge game. It is a big board game for those who like family-oriented stuff. But if you're doing something like I'm doing, which is a little bit more, should I say, hardcore, then you'll be going like, oh, this is a big box. In this case, this is Kingdom Death Monster. A game that I really enjoyed playing, but yeah. See, this is two different kind of avenues. But although it was a Game of Thrones Clue, you understand that Clue is not being sold to the same public as Kingdom Death Monster. One is family-oriented, one is more really geek and, you know, edgy, and the prices are very different, so you're not selling to the same people. There's a huge difference between a $40 box and like a $300 box. So you need to think it through first. So back to 30 to 48. So when I'm thinking about my audience, I need to think about what it is that they like, that fits within my vision of the game. So I thought this would be your age. And that means a tool that I've been using a lot in the industry, especially in video games and some of the books I'm making, is to see it like if your idea was something different. Like if it's a movie. Okay, say I was making a movie, well, it would be something more like Into the Mouth of Madness, if you've seen it, or Constantine with Keanu Reeves. If it was like, I like to say, is it like a drink? So if it was like a drink, it would be like a dark Guinness beer, you know, that creamy smoothing and all the blackness of it, like the abyss of the drink. Not that I personally like it, but it kind of fits together. If it was like a car, what kind of car would it be? You know, you need to think, for me, it'd be more like the Batmobile, but not the old ones, more like the ones in the Dark Knight there. all you need to put the pieces together, find the flavor in everything. Like if it was a book, for example, it'll probably be something like written by H.P. Lovecraft. Or if you know Cthulhu, well, this is also in the same thing. So in the same range. If it was a video game, well, that one's easy for me to answer. It would be Dark Souls. So essentially, if you like all the things I've named, you're between 30 and 48. So you would be what I call my main audience. So this is the people I'm targeting mainly with this. The reason also, because if you've seen the first video I made, I talked about the pillars. And one of my pillars is being raw, in the sense that, yes, I don't edit my videos. I do play with the captions, which has to do with my second pillar, which was fun, and I'm playing with it. But the thing is, if you're younger and you're more into the social media and stuff like that, you like things that are more like clean cut there. It has to be like more cinematographic. You like it when people cut every mistake they do in a video. You want it to be clean, and fluid. But if you're a bit more old school like I am, you don't mind the simple honesty of it. It's not as fun to watch maybe, but at least you get every nooks and bits about it. Okay, now I have a secondary audience, which would be a 16 to 25. It's less likely if you're in that age group that you're watching me right now for a lot of reasons. But the reason why 16 to 25 is here is I'm thinking about Elden Ring. The most anticipated game of 2022. For all the fans of the Soul series and From Software, you know about Elden Ring. You've been waiting for forever, and now it's coming out. It's got the minute it's out on the store, you're gonna be playing it, or the minute you buy it, you're gonna play it. But the thing is, with Elden Ring comes a new crowd. It is the chance for new players to discover the games of From Software. With Elden Ring, there'll be new players, and these players might be actually interested into playing other dark games, having more experiences in that sense, and the game I'm making, Souls to Spare, will be perfect for those people also. So this is why my secondary audience is 16 to 25. There are more reasons for this, but it will be a little long to explain everything in one single video. So without further ado, I'll explain something more about, I said the who, okay? I'm not gonna go through everything I'm saying here. I'll just give you some pointers for my next videos. When you're making something, the 5 W's, you might have heard about this or not, but still, bear with me. It's very simple, but those are things you'll have to think along the way when you're making any kind of creative project. Who, this is what we're talking about. What you're making, why you're making it. This is very important, because why are you making this? It's probably, you might be like me. You're doing it because you're passionate, you like it, and it drives you. And that's perfect. But still, other reasons why, you might say, why? Well, maybe you just need to make money, and you're just making a game that wants to make the maximum number of pesos out of it, and you're just thinking about milking that cow as much as you can to make money. But if you're more niche, or like me I'm gonna go to Kickstarter or crowdfunding, I want to go down that hard road, but to sell it to people who really want it. I don't want people to randomly look at the board game or the case in the shop and say, oh, let's try this or buy it. No, I want the people who are gonna buy my game, who's gonna cost a lot of money, to know what they're getting into and that they really want it. And they're ready to spend that money, to tell me to shut up, take my money. Well, this is who I'm making the game for. And for you guys to spend that much money on a game, you need to know what the game is about. And that's why I'm making it, because I'm passionate about creating the game. I really want the experience to be mind-blowing. When you're making the game. The thing is, it's important to know when you want your game to come out, because there are different parts of the year which you might want to target or not. And if you're going, say, for Kickstarter or retail, it's not the same periods, And you need to study that. I'll get into the why, the what, the when in later videos, because I really think I need to talk a lot about them, but right now I don't have the time for it. And the last one is where. You're like, what, where? Yeah, where is it gonna come out? It's not the same thing. Because if, like I talked about, if you're doing crowdfunding, you're not selling at the same place as if you're selling in Walmart. So that also has to do with who you're selling to, because mommy and daddy who might go to Walmart to buy games are not like you and me who are trying to buy hardcore games which won't be on the shelves. You'll have to be, working for it. It's like a soul experience all the way. You have to grind to get your game. Okay, so maybe think a minute there. Yeah, okay. Go ahead and back to the who. So, also, because I know who you are, I've shown you the boxes of 2 the games earlier. It's important to know that when I designed the game, Souls to Spare, oh, look at that beautiful art. I decided to design a box. You know why? Because another reason why you're in that 30 to 48 group is because you have an IKEA bookshelf. I can see you. Because if you don't have an IKEA bookshelf, you're weird. You're not in the right place. Because if you like board games, you got too many. They're getting stored up, and the best thing you can have is that IKEA bookcase. Well, bookshelf, where you put it. And another reason why you're here, you're the who I'm talking to, is you have a lot of board games, but you didn't open them all. You own more than you played because you're like a hoarder. You see that game on Kickstarter and you're like, oh, I have to get it. And you get it. But then you get another one, and then you get another one from the store, and you just don't have enough friends or game nights to actually play them all. And it's my case. I'll show you something. Tainted Grail. Well, you see how huge these 3 boxes are? And you also see that I've played the first box. And the other 2 are not open yet. It's not because the game is not great, it's just I didn't get the time to get to it. But you see how big these 3 are. This, my box, is just 1 inch or 3.5 centimeter larger, higher, and thicker than all those 3 boxes combined together. It has to have that wow effect when you're gonna see it. Actually, when I designed the game for you guys, I looked at how big, deep, and look at all the measurements about the IKEA bookshelf, and it fits in it perfectly. This is exactly the shape I want because it's gonna take up a whole square in your living room. It'll be just that game, but it'll be nice to see. People will ask questions about what's that box, and you're gonna get the box out and actually play it because people are curious about it. So my game is gonna be Souls to Spare, about as big as those 3. I'll make a video explaining the secret of it because I talked about secrecy, which is my 3rd pillar in my 1st episode, and I said that the box has a secret in it, and I'll make a short video explaining what's the secret about the box itself. But to watch it, this is where I'm being just mean, is if you go on Patreon and you follow me, I'll put the video there for those who want to back me up and help me create the game. And as a reward, I'll give you the first secret about Souls to Spare. So if you don't know where to find me, because it's actually hard to find a new page on Patreon, is I've got a link, I think, in my banner, YouTube, small thing says Patreon in pink. Or I'll try to put the link below in the comments. And if you use that link, you'll go directly to my Patreon. You can back me up, discover the things that are there. If you like what I do, by all means, join in. And if it's not for you, it's fine. You don't need to back me up to watch my videos. I just hope you'll back me up because it'll help me invest more time in what I want to do. And if not, well, welcome for the ride. And that's it for today. I don't want to overstretch myself. I would like to say though, thank you so much for being there. I really appreciate the time that you put watching the videos. and it's very kind of you to keep going. I'll be making episode 3 about most likely some of the 5 W's that I've talked about. I'm not sure yet because I've got to see things through. I want to make a video a little bit more about Souls to Spare so that you guys understand the game I want to make. Because right now I know that up till here you're like, you know that I want to make a game. You know it's a big, huge box. You know it's like a soul experience. It's going to be a 4-player dark adventure. You're going to be dying a lot and starting over and over again. But every time something new comes along, you'll understand more about the world. But I think I need to make a video that explains a little bit more the experience you guys are getting into. And I got this cool thing here. And the reason why it's called Souls to Spare is also because you fit in that 30 to 80, 48, 80, wow, you could be 80 and play, of course. 48 years old crowd that loves Dark Team stuff. And the reason why the channel, well, at least the series of videos I'm making is called Souls to Spare, it has to do with the same crowd. And if you do have some souls to spare, please send them my way and help me out. And thank you so much for watching.